What's up guys, it's Emergencies here, bringing you part 2 of my collectible guide for Deadlight. In this part we're going to be doing the collectibles in Act 2. So starting off in Tunnel Rats, there are 3 collectibles, and near the end of the level you're going to be pulling this box to be able to get up that ladder, but instead of going up the ladder, go to the left, and you can see the diary page was just behind where the box was. Next you're going to come into this room full of traps, but instead of going to the right to continue, go left, and the collectible is on the hanging body to the left hand side. And the final one, you can't miss this one. This is where you collect the slingshot, and the collectible is on this dead body just here. When I go to it, there we go. The next chapter is the collector. This is the very start of the level. The collectible is actually just to the left here. Instead of dropping down onto the next ramp, just jumped and go into this gap. This took me a couple of tries to actually find this one. I found it quite difficult. Onto the den. These are really easy, these ones. From the beginning, just go straight across to the left and you can see the box on the shelf, so just knock it down with the slingshot. The next one is in the room above, basically. Go outside, up the ladder, and into the left, and go through this little hole in the wall on the left hand side. The next one is on the right side of this area, as you can see here. Run across and don't go up, move the box, and the collectible is under the box. And near the end of this chapter is where we're going to find the last one. Normally you would go to the right to go to the Rat Man, but instead go left and jump across and into this hole to find the last collectible. Moving on to, what is the chapter? Ascend. You're going to be going across this train. Just jump down, bash through the wooden door, and the collectibles on the body. In the next area, you're going to come to this place with the water that you have to lower. But instead of going right, go left, duck down, and the collectible is in a little hiding hole. The last one, right near the end of the chapter, you're going to be climbing up these trains. Go into this one, you can't miss this. It's literally on the floor right in front of you. There. Okay, I missed it and had to turn back, but you know what I mean. Onto Treehouse. This one you can't miss. You're going to be running across the garage roof and jumping into this building, and it's on the hanging body. The next one is in the very next building. You're going to be jumping across from the telephone pole, climbing into the building, and this one is just before you exit. There it is. On, what is that? Tipped over table or something? I don't know. Next one, you're going to be making your way through a bunch of houses, but instead of going out the window, turn left and it's this darkened room, and the collectible is just there. Next one you literally can't miss because it's in the treehouse and you're standing right next to it. And the final one for the chapter is literally just after this. You're going to jump out the treehouse, make your way down this thing, and instead of going over the fence, there it is, just there. And that's the diary page. Next is the Big Bird. There's only one collectible in this chapter, and you're going to be making your way into this building, dropping down a bunch of levels, and the collectible is actually just there on that body before the door, as you're going to see here. There we go. Nice and easy, but if you're rushing you could miss that one. Like I nearly did. Lydia. This is really easy, this one. This one is, as you can see, at the swing set just after you see the little girl. And then the final one is just to the right before this big tree, and it's just there. Very easy, that chapter. Onto Human Flow. We have 2 secrets in this chapter. The first one is over to the left hand side of this car park on the top level. just there on a dead body. And the next one is when you exit the car park, make your way across the top into this house, and you can see that red box up top. You can't shoot it down, what you gotta do is bash it down. This took me a while to figure out how to do that one. But yeah, at that point I actually got the achievement for picking up strangers, which is to find all the IDs, but you'll probably get it later on. Moving on to playoff, where there's 4 collectibles. This is right at the very beginning. Drop down your first ledge and go left, and just by the vending cart thing is the collectible. So at the end of the very last locker room is the next collectible, just before you exit. Now these last 2 you might miss your first try going through, because I certainly did. Normally you would have to go left to save your friend from the zombie, but instead jump up onto the stands and go right, and you could see the collectible there. But if you continue your way up, you're going to need to make sure that you have a couple of bullets, because you've got to shoot that padlock. But if you carry on progressing to the left across these scaffolding things, you'll find the game machine. So on to Emergencies. There's 4 collectibles. The first one is on this ambulance just outside the hospital. The diary page for this one is just as you enter the hospital. It's just on the floor in the middle of the room. You can't miss that one. The next one, you're going to be going up in the elevator shaft, and just as you enter, it's just there. Again, you can't miss that one. Just before the door you have to bash down. And the final one, you're going to be bashing down a door, and just before you exit the hospital, on the right hand side through the window, you can see the collectible just there on the floor next to the health pack. The next one is Medicine Man. This is literally the very next room. You're going to exit that window, climb outside, and the collectible's right there. When you start Medicine Man, this is the room that you start in. So next you're going to go a couple of rooms across. You're going to climb that pole, and this one again you can't miss. It's on this dead body just in this room. So what's next? So once you've jumped across the top of the elevator shaft, instead of dropping down like you would normally do to progress, jump across and go through this little hole, and the last collectible is on this dead body. So that is all the collectibles for Act 2. I hope you enjoyed the video and I showed you some of the ones you might have missed. Click in the description to be taken to more guides that I've done, and to part 1 and also part 3 if you've missed any of those. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.